Jujitsu, when I hit you, then I split you.
Episode 19, folks. Coming at you one more time. Two Live Fools.
We're getting after it. We're almost hitting 2-0.
I know, man. We're getting there, man. How long have we been out? What's like three months?
No, I
4
think
months.
it's 2.
Oh.
Only 2.
Yeah.
That's all right. Listen, we're trying to be consistent.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
Key.
Consistency is key. And, we want to thank everybody for, we've been getting a lot of good feedback on,
which is awesome.
Yeah, which is totally awesome. We've been getting good feedback on, a lot of our episodes. I've been having people reach out to me. I know Drew's been having people reach out to them saying they love it. Mm-hmm. People saying it's been helping them get them through the pandemic. So that's why we do this is, we just want to, be free thinkers and put our thoughts out there. And, if we can affect one person in a positive way, we're doing our thing every week, So, that's pretty much where we're at. I know we got coming up Friday, we will be doing a collab with To The Death podcast. It's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu podcast with two guys we know through the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu community, Dave Ross and, what's Ed's last name? Wilson, yes. Yep, Ed Wilson. So check that. We'll post some stuff up on there. You can check their stuff out too. Go give them a like on Instagram. And then next Monday, we are doing a swap. It will be on the We the People radio podcast, which was the James Curry episode. Mm-hmm. That's his podcast, along with 2 of his other co-hosts. So we'll keep you guys posted on that. We've been getting a ton of crazy feedback off of James's episode.
Yeah, I think my mind is still pretty blown from that podcast. I mean, just letting him go and kind of go through his spiel for what was it, almost 2 hours we did that for?
We could have went 5.
Yeah,
no problem.
A lot of really interesting stuff came to light. So it's like I said, we kind of really push people on this podcast, or really encourage more so people to be real free thinkers. And it's I know just from that one episode, it pushed me to research and really kind of question things a lot more. Which, I mean, especially nowadays, I think people should be doing a lot more. Just really, not really just relying on one resource. We're relying on multiple, and then cross-referencing and really kind of deciding for yourself.
Making your own decision.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, so I think that was good. It was really cool to talk to him. So, yeah, definitely looking forward to talk to him again. So.
Yeah, I mean, and there's just so much stuff happening nowadays where it's every day. It's not even the news cycles run for a week anymore. It's every day there's something else for somebody to, call somebody out, this, that, another movement, the press secretary pissed this one off, or, this one, took shit the wrong way, and, they didn't wipe, they went back to front to back, oh shit, who's the, Yeah. It's just it's getting to the point where it's ridiculous that some of this stuff is even news.
Yeah, and I think, what was that one that came out, that judge who was ruling in that Epstein case?
Wow.
And essentially an assassin came to her house. Killed her son and then injured her husband. So.
And the crazier thing, it's 40 minutes away from us. I mean, this is the thing. People saw that. They saw, the judge was appointed to the case. And the FedEx driver came to the house, assassinated her son, shot her husband, and it was 4 days after being, to the case. And then guess what happened to the shooter?
Yeah.
He suicided himself.
Yeah.
Same old story. But to even tie it in, that the bank in the Deutsche Bank, the loan officer or lender that was working with Epstein that got him $80 million in loans. Guess what happened to him?
Oh, I didn't see that. What happened?
Oh, yeah, he hung himself.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. It's coming to the point where, like, if you still think, I don't know, I can't talk to you. I can't talk to you if you still think that this is all just coincidence.
Yeah.
And it's a conspiracy. Like, how many people have to die? How many things have to be linked together for you to snap out of the fog?
Yeah.
You know, because like we say it all the time. Like, you still see people like they're taking like CNN's word as the all-seeing God, and it's like you can't even. You haven't been able to trust CNN in years.
Yeah.
Years, and now
really
more
hard.
people just in the past couple of months are realizing that you can't trust them and the mainstream media, Fox, whatever, man. Like, don't think we're just like, you know, especially me. Like, it's a conservative view. Like, no, it's good versus evil right now, man.
It really is, and
It is, like-
it is. You know, I really didn't, realize it until I started really having like a family, but it's equal parts absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
And equal parts absolutely enraging.
Yes.
When you see people out there like hurting children, not just in the sense when they talk about these pedophile rings, just anyone in general who would hurt a kid in any way. It kind of stirs, whether you're a mother or father, it stirs something really like deep inside you that, I think beforehand, even before I started having kids, and I would see something in the news, they'd be like, oh, this person or child. I'm like, yeah, that's really fucked up. And then now I see it, and I'm like, well, yeah, you should probably light them on fire.
I know. So, I mean, the other thing is, this is the crazy thing with, what's her name, Ghislaine Maxwell,
Mm-hmm.
and, Epstein, and, all these rumors with Wayfair and everything else going on.
Yeah.
It's the craziest part about this whole thing is people are enraged over stuff that, is going on, and nobody in mainstream media is covering anything, asking any questions about this.
That alone.
Like
is,
if President Trump was like, this was like on him,
Mm-hmm.
it'd be all over the news cycle all the time. But for some reason, they're not covering it. They're covering the Black Lives Matter. They're covering the protest. They're covering this. And I'm not saying that those things aren't relevant to the time. But if you can't see what's going on by now, and the craziest thing is like I said, I'm seeing more and more people waking up.
Yeah.
Waking up.
And I think it goes back to, I still see people post things back to going back to 9/11. Like when we were actually truly united because we realized there was something bigger than these little, these small events going on, and really kind of looking at our differences. There's really a common thing that united us, and unfortunately it was a major tragedy. But one thing I always think about, it doesn't matter if you're you're right or left or black or white or any religion. I'm pretty sure on a universal sense we can all agree that protecting children is kind of like a no-brainer.
Yeah, I mean that's what James was saying, is that's the thing that's gonna unite our country.
Mm-hmm.
Is that we're for the most majority of the people, you don't fuck with kids.
Yeah.
You don't mess with kids. You don't do that.
Yeah.
And that's the uniter, whether, like you said, left, right, this, that. But, it's just, even getting into 9/11, that was a job, too. And it sucks because... But then the other thing is the same people that were heroes and the firefighters and the first responders and this and that. Now, to fund them, they're animals. We can't... but when they're running into burning buildings for you, when they're running into your houses for you, they're good. Now, listen... Everything has scuzzbags in it. Mm-hmm. Whether you're a cop, whether you're a banker, whether you're a social worker, whether you're a teacher, whether you're every profession, not everybody is the most upstanding, classful citizen. Yeah. Not everybody does the right things. Not everybody. I mean, priest, sex with little kids, teachers having sex with minors. Every profession has the outline, but the majority of the people are good people going into it for the right things. Yeah. And it's just it's getting to the point where it's scary if this country goes one way, because I'm telling you right now, it ain't gonna be pretty.
Yeah, I have
I don't want to have to hide my kids in holes and have to fight for our freedom.
I have a guy I work with on my team he's always telling me anytime we would see stuff in the news. He's like, dude, you honestly, you have to truly believe that there are more good people out there than bad people. stats. He's like, that's something that kind of helps me get through the day. Is I try to really, and he's like, it's getting harder nowadays, but he's like, I really try to believe that there are more people who want to see good happen as opposed to really bad things happen. So
yeah, and I even think some people that are good people that want to see good things happen are following the wrong people because of just ignorance, like blissful ignorance. Like they're gonna save us, they're gonna do this, and people forget that we have the power. And people are starting to learn that more and more, and we have to make the change. Yeah. And you go, oh well, they're the government, they're this. Well, who gave them that power? Us. Yeah. Who can take it away from them? Us. Who can hold them accountable? Us. But everybody goes, oh, it's the federal government, you can't do it. Like, whether local, state, anything. Like, this proves to me, like, I never knew who my town representatives were, nothing. Like, that shit means shit.
Yeah.
When you see stuff like this happen, like, that stuff means stuff. And, I think we all have to be, whether you're, like you said, whether it's good, bad, or ugly. And, even the stuff we're talking about is, like, it's so evil. Nobody wants to believe it.
They don't.
That's the hardest thing. Like, the people that won't even fathom it, it's because their brain won't even let them encompass it.
Can't even comprehend that someone would want to go that far.
Yeah, but, like, at the end of the day, like, as simple as this. How many of you seen a really fucked up horror movie?
Yeah.
If you can think it, somebody can do it.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing. It's like, nobody wants to believe this. Nobody wants to see this happen, but you can't ignore it. And that's the one thing that really, really, like, it just baffles me that you're literally on the president and this and that so much, but not one person, well, not anymore, but like, on the mainstream news sources, they're not talking about it.
Yeah.
Why? Question it. Why?
And you're seeing people like trying to post information on like Facebook and then Twitter and all that.
Dude, they want to block
they're
the queue.
Banned. Yeah, they're getting banned. And it's like you can put anything else on there, but when you get into like this things with human trafficking and everything else, you're instantly banned.
Yeah, but this is the other thing, Antifa, terrorism, because they said they were going to ban the Q. So if for people that aren't, everybody says, oh, the Q is the conspiracy theory. It's been talked about forever, and I know you just got, like, I just introduced you a little bit to, like, what it was, what it was about, and James, a little bit.
Yeah, James,
we didn't even get that deep into it, because he's like, we didn't even touch on that, but, like, for the most part, like, that's what it is. So if you don't know what the Q is, it's basically, for some people, it's the conservative conspiracy theory, thinking Donald Trump is the savior and yada, yada, yada. But if it's such a conspiracy theory, how has he been proven right so many times, and why is nobody calling him a liar?
Yeah.
They keep calling it conspiracy theory. Just dismiss it. And if you're that ignorant to just dismiss something with the word conspiracy theory and you can't back it up with facts when there's stuff timeline, dated, down to the things, announcing things, and so on and so on and so on, like, it's not a conspiracy if he's been right for years and years and years.
Yeah.
It's just coming to light. Now, if it was just a conspiracy theory, then why are they banning it off of Twitter? Anything that has to go with it, and he said... but the Q said, months ago that they're going to take me off of Twitter, or they're going to take us off of Twitter, back up, and there's other social media outlets, because he's like, we're the news now, because people are not trusting him, trusting the mainstream media. And sure as shit, like, down to the day that he predicted, like, they're taking him off and they're going after him.
Yeah.
And, are going after the account, because Q is not one person, it's many people.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, they said because the reasoning to block it was to be, because outside, like in the Twitter world, it could incite violence and acts of violence outside, like in the real world.
Yeah.
So, if that's the case, Black Lives Matter
should
not have a Twitter account. Antifa should not have a Twitter account. Okay? The Klan, whatever it is, they should all not have fucking accounts, right?
Yeah.
Literally, the Ayatollah regime or whatever it is of Iran has a Twitter account and threatens the U.S. of murdering them and stuff all the time. And you let that go, but you're going to take down the Q. Why? Because it's threatening.
Yeah.
Dude, Tom Hanks, all them, they were disabled all their comments. Then it was hacked. And then they're like, oh, I haven't really been on since 2012. How are you, Twitter world? Like, well, but that's the problem. They think we're that stupid. Yeah. And a lot of people are that stupid. The same people that think the Kardashians are the best people in the world for the best years, when you see what they've done to their children and turn their faces and they don't even look the same, and the way they act and what they do, it's like, yeah, they did dumb down America.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the actor he was interviewed. He's from Spain. I'm trying to think of his name. Javier Bardem, I think. And then I think it was Jimmy Kimmel he was on, and he asked him, he's like, "Oh, I heard you don't know who the Kardashians are." And he's just like, "Yeah." He's like, "I don't." Mm-hmm. And he's like, who are they? He's like, have they? And the first thing he said is like, have they invented like some type of like vaccine or something that I don't know about? And he's just like, no. And he's like, well, what do they do? And really, Jimmy Kimmel couldn't even really give him an answer. He was like, yeah, I really can't tell you what they've done. He's just like, well, yeah, I don't know.
Sex tapes. And,
he's just like,
and ruin every black athlete's life.
Yeah, he's just like, unless they've done.
Dude,
something.
They've single-handedly ruined every man. Look at Kanye right now, bro. Yeah, he going crazy out there, but. At the same time, is he going crazy or is he trying to break free? Because there's a lot of shit talking about the Kardashians being into witchcraft for years, and the way their houses are set up, the black and white checkers everywhere, and all that.
A lot of stuff about like he's been like trying to like divorce her and things like that. But,
yep.
That's a whole nother.
Because he's like, my daughter will never do Playboy. Like my family, like he's a Jesus guy, man. Yeah. And you know,
I don't know. I don't even.
Yeah, Kanye's been on both sides.
Yeah.
You know, he lost his mother, and that's one of the big things when you make that jump is you have to sacrifice somebody. He lost his mother, and you know he went through all this, and he got the biggest fame in the world. And you know, listen, the same thing. Mel Gibson a couple years ago. Remember when everybody said he was going crazy and all that, and then you read what he said, and it's the exact shit that is coming out now. So like, does he look that crazy?
They fucking end his career too, like
dude, all the time. And listen, they try to throw out there him drunk, yelling like, yo, he's an Australian millionaire that drinks. And like, we're all not perfect. And I'm not justifying what he did. But like, they could look into any one of our lives and pull a bad moment from it, and we could all look like animals. You know what I'm saying?
You ever like do that? You like think about it, it's like, man, if I just like immediately became famous or like ran for office, like,
I'd be fucked.
Like, how much shit like I've done.
Oh, so fucked. Like, I tell Red all the time because she wanted me to like run for office like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I can't be a politician's wife. And I'm like, I can't be a politician. she's like, yeah, there's way too much shit that we've done. I'm like, yeah, but like, you know what? Like, it makes you who you are. That's the whole thing. Like, it doesn't. It makes you who you are, but doesn't define you.
Yeah.
It you know, it's those life lessons that like it helps you become the person you are, so you don't make those mistakes or so on and so forth. So.
Yeah, and sometimes, you know, you kind of look back and think like, all right, well, if I did this or did this differently, would I be here now today? Like, look at you. Like, someone's like, now you got a successful business. You have, like, 3 kids, like, and everything. You got all this good stuff. You think about, like, all right, if that never happened to me, would I be here?
No, that's the thing, man. And, like, I say it all the time. Like, you know, I'm trying to do the right things every day. Do I? No. Do I always? No. I'm human, you know? But, like, listen, growing up, and I was crazy.
Yeah.
I was a little kooky, but, you know, and I've done some stuff I'm not proud of, and, you know, it is what it is, but, you know, I mean, I've paid my penance for them, and I've tried to learn and grow from them, and
you try,
you know, so, I mean, it is what it is, and I try to be, you know, a better person each day and pass that on to my students and my kids, but I'm not perfect, and that's the other reason why, like, I can, like, relate to a lot of people, because it's like, gee, you know, I've been doing it, and I'm like, bro, at 22, like, I was a train wreck, like, you know, so I get it, and so on and so forth, like, you know, I didn't come out, you know, like, and I'm still growing and learning. I do stupid shit all the time, you know?
I remember seeing, like, a picture someone sent me, like, it was a picture of an adult talking to a kid. Like, it's like, and it said, like, when I tell you to do something, it's not because I'm smarter than you, it's just because I've just done more dumb shit than you.
Yeah, I say it all the time to my kids. I'm just telling you because I've done all the dumb stuff you're gonna do. Yeah. I've done, and I'm just trying to save you. And I say the same thing like in jiu-jitsu class. It's like I made all the stupid ass mistakes. I'm just trying to make sure you don't make those same mistakes as long as I did.
Yeah.
Because that way you'll get better than me quicker.
It's almost, you know, I think about all these bad things. I'm like, oh man, but I'm like, you know what? I'm actually happy it happened. Because now I have these moments and I have these lessons that I could pass on to friends and then eventually to my kids. Like, you know.
Yeah,
And
it's
just kind of,
crazy.
and you're hoping that they don't make the same mistakes, but it's just we can try.
Well, like we were
It's
even
the best
talking
we
about
can.
with Chris, it's like you want your kids to have everything. You want them to do better than you and everything. But like then I said too, and like it's like any of my friends that are really cool or really good or like really nice or interesting, they've all been through fucked up shit.
Yeah.
So it's almost like am I just like, do you want the boring kid or do you want I don't know. I'm torn. I know it's crazy as that sounds, but it's like you need them to experience like hard work, trials and tribulations, falling on their face, making mistakes. You just don't want them to make the mistakes where it's like, oh, I drove too fast and killed myself in a car accident.
Yeah.
Or,
that's the thing. Like, to an extent.
or I got drunk and I killed somebody else in a car accident. Or like you don't want to see them make the mistakes. Like those you don't want to see anything, but you want to see them like have to go through it a little bit so they know how to bounce back from it a little bit.
You don't want them to ruin their lives. But
No,
you
exactly.
want
No.
a little bit of adversity.
Yeah,
so
like
it
get your
hardens
ass
them up.
kicked in a parking lot or something.
Yeah.
Like, they got to deal with it, I know that sounds crazy. Like, I want my kid to get their ass kicked. But it's not that, but it's like, it's just like stuff like that, I want them because I don't want them to be what the adults that are being out there sometimes
I just
right
don't
now.
want them to be soft, man, especially nowadays.
Yeah, and I don't want people to misunderstand me and you when we say soft.
Yeah.
Because it's not like, there's a difference. It's not about being compassionate.
Yeah.
It's not about having feelings. It's not about being understanding. That's not what we're saying soft is. Like, soft is like being knocked down and not being able to get up.
Yes.
I think,
absolutely.
is that a good way to
Absolutely.
clarify it?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
can
because
be a
sometimes-
tough motherfucker and have a heart, like, you know what I mean?
Dude, I say it all the time, and I've said it for years. I said, I don't care. I want my guys to be the toughest sons of bitches on the planet, my guys and my girls, but I still want them to be the person that carries the old lady across the street or opens the door for somebody. Now, I know nowadays, depending on if you're a man or not, that's toxic masculinity. What, you don't think I could open the door for myself? Yeah. Sorry, I was raised different.
Yeah.
People, and then also people from the South, like, everything's like, yes, ma'am, and and they're polite, and it's like, there's something wrong with that now?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here, people? Like, wait, I just want to shake everybody, be like, wake up, motherfucker, like, what are we doing? Like, TED Talks, pedophilia is cool, it's real, it's like, it's just a sexual orientation, and it's just this, like, we're the minority, you guys are did you see that shit? Yeah. Kid in New Jersey said, we're a minority, and you're persecuting us, and he got let off of jail being a pedophile. What the fuck is going on, America? How do you even justify that? And I don't care, like, I ain't trying to, like, get no smoke, but, like, I would even like somebody, like, in the LGBTQYZ community to tell me how, because, like, I know they ain't on board with that shit. No. Like, and they're trying to attach it to that.
Yeah.
But that's the whole thing. It's like, if you guys, are for that cause, more power to you. I don't give a fuck. You like to do what you do. I like chicks. Yeah. That's me. All right? I don't care what you do. But if this is how it is and you're letting, like, I'm not saying them people, but, like, I'm just saying, like, they're attaching, that'd be like, them attaching their name to my business.
Yeah.
I'd be like, no fucking way.
Yeah.
I don't fucking condone this. I don't. But it seems like nobody's talking out, and I'm not saying just about that community, but anybody in general.
Yeah.
It's like, what are we doing here, people?
What are you scared of? It's like, it's clearly, like, I don't know. I feel most people can get on board and be like, yeah, it's not okay.
True, you would think so.
Yeah,
you would think so.
Okay. It's not okay. It's, like a small 8-year-old child who's just who's just innocent, has no idea what the world is.
Bro, they're younger than that, and they do fucked up shit to them, and I just can't. Like you said, like, it makes me sick, and it infuriates me at the same time. Like, somebody touching my kid, I couldn't even tell you. Yeah. I couldn't even tell you. So,
Long story short, you're putting them in the ground.
That's if they're lucky.
Yeah.
That's if they're lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will take my time with you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So, but, hey, it is what it is, bro. Like, we need to, I think the good thing is people are starting to be informed. People are starting to ask questions.
Yeah.
People are starting to, question. And that's, like, what we're all about. It's just question. Don't take our word, like our buddy James said. Don't take his work for it. Do your own research. Make your own
You got a
decision.
computer, you got a
That's all.
smartphone,
That's
do the research.
all we're asking.
Yeah.
Don't take what's force fed down your throat from these three. All the news sources are the same. Whether you think it's conservative, it's this, it's that. Everybody. The more liberal guys talk about Fox, CNN, or CNN and MSNBC, and Fox is a bunch of idiots. Dude, Joe Biden's campaign manager just took over the vice president, or ex-campaign manager or something, just took over the vice president spot of Fox. So it's a Democrat in the vice president thing. And if you guys can't see that they're bias leaning by now, like if you could watch words come out of the people's mouths and then watch the news broadcast on how they interpret it for you, because apparently you guys are too fucking dumb, and me and Drew are too fucking dumb to make our own decisions, but they have to interpret it for how we're supposed to feel and what we're supposed to say. It's a beautiful thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I know. Because you ain't educated, son.
Yeah. Apparently not. Apparently, I don't know anything.
I'm not smart, man. But it is. It's like that's infuriating to me too, because there is a lot of intelligent people out there, and I know I didn't go to no Ivy League school, I didn't go to college or whatever, but I went to a different type of schooling. And I'll tell you right now, my spelling, terrible. Autocorrect can't even figure out what the fuck I'm spelling half the time. My punctuation and grammar, I'm like, bro, I was asking you how to spell shit today. I'm like, but my vocabulary and my creative, eloquent, being, I can articulate, and I'm a learner. I'm a audio learner. I'm a visual learner. So reading and that stuff. But I see things and I absorb. And that's how I learn. And I would say I'm not that stupid.
I think it's fun. Like you were touching the autocorrect thing when you're when you're sure. So I was literally trying to do that. I was going to pick up knives today, and I remember I was sending a text off to one of my coworkers. And I forgot what word I was trying to spell, and I couldn't. And I was just like, "What the? Don't you know what the fuck I'm trying to tell you?" It wouldn't work. And I was just like, "Fuck it, he'll figure it out."
Yeah.
I just sent it off anyway. I don't care.
Dude, I do it all the time. I'll try to spell a word and sound smart, and it won't. Because I spell it how it's pronounced.
Yeah, you know what you want.
I can spell it exactly how it's pronounced, right?
You're like, come on, man.
So I'm doing it. Finally, I'll be like, fuck this, thesaurus, what's a different word?
Yeah.
And I'll put something else in there, because I'm like, I can't get it. I know what I want to say. Then I try to, talk to text it. If I really want to use the word, I'm like, thesaurus.
I forget about talk to text. I should use it more.
Yeah, but that's a true sign of you being 90 years old.
Yeah.
Because, dude, says Jorge, all he does is talk to his phone the whole time. And he's like, the couch is over there, period. And then he's like, comma. You know how bad my punctuation is? And now you want me to talk and place it there? I'm like, no way.
Yeah.
Fast thumbs. I mean, it's cool if you're in the car, you can hit reply and talk, but...
I'm such a bad texter anyway. I have to find, people, text me. And I mentally, you ever mentally respond to a text?
Yeah, you do it to me all the time, dickhead.
And I'll be sitting, I'll sit there and I'll see you text me and I'm just like, all right. And
all right, cool, man,
I'll
thanks.
Get the phone and literally I just have a brain fart and I'll put the phone down. I'll just go back to working and I'll look at my phone 3 hours later. And I was like, oh fuck, I forgot to text them. Jesus.
Yeah.
There's 4 people that texted me.
Yeah, it happens. It happens, man. Life is short, so you can't be on text all the time,
Yeah.
But I mean, it's one of those things where, I don't know. So there's so much crazy shit going on. Let's bring. Today's a rainy day in the Dirty Jers.
Yeah, there was when I was coming up here, man. It was downpours. There was limbs and stuff falling into the road and everything.
Yeah, they were calling for hail. Yo. Sorry, sidetrack Sally and me. Today there was a high-speed chase and they chased somebody from Lafayette down 15 and they hit them right by Picatinny and Jefferson and all that. Dude, tons of cops. I don't see what happened. I don't know if there was a shootout or something, and there was something on the other side of town the other morning. So, it's getting crazy in the Jers.
I know, man. It's scary. I feel don't even want to leave the house.
Yeah, I know, but at the same time, I'm just I need to leave the house and start a revolution.
I need to get out and train. How many days did we do this week?
I know, dude. Well, that was the other thing I was getting at before I got sidetracked.
Yeah.
Rainy days, right? Yeah. So today is one of those days where we had no go juice. Didn't want to train. I'm futzing around on the mat. I'm like getting through my classes. I don't have like my energy I usually do. I'm like rubbing Arnica CBD all over my knees because it's
I was
like
wondering what that smell was.
yeah, it's like it's like clickety clacking everywhere. My shoulders don't work. I just felt like I was stuck in the mud all day.
Yeah.
The humidity's like 100%, and it's
right
like
in the
94.
joints.
It's July in New Jersey. You walk outside, it's like getting smacked in the mouth with a wet towel, and you're trying to breathe through it, right? So, yeah, but we still did it.
Yeah, we did. You know, it's hard because especially like, you know, like you obviously you're working all day and like, you know, you're doing training sessions. I'm working all day, and I was like sitting on the couch and I'm like all right, I'm like, come on, just get up, go.
Yeah, you got to tell yourself.
Yeah, and then it's between that and I'm just like, you know, I'm half falling asleep and my wife's just like, you know, you're not gonna regret it. Like you're gonna regret it if you stay home. And I'm just like, yeah. So then just get up and go, man. But I'm always happy, and I kind of like those sessions where you're been beat up for the past couple of days, because now it's like those sessions almost become like a little bit more cerebral. Now it's not just like kill mode. Now I'm moving around. You kind of open up yourself like a little bit more, and like, you know,
Yep.
It makes the session a lot more. I don't know.
It's more. It was like a mental learning day.
Yeah.
So, you know, we still got the sweat, we still move, but like that's kind of how I framed the class tonight, because I just could tell like just body language. Everybody was tired. Everybody was a little off.
Yeah.
You know, and I was just like, all right, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna work this. We're gonna work that, and we just like we tactically approach certain situations with fluidity instead of strength, and thought process instead of spaz out or whatever. And I always feel like that's like some of the best learning sessions.
Yeah.
And we're still getting a sweat. We're not putting the wear and tear. We're doing more of the getting loose, getting the stretch, getting, the sweat to loosen up. And we're not putting that extra, like, pounding. It's like, okay, we did the 2-mile run to just loosen up the body today. We didn't do the marathon again.
Yeah.
And the marathon again. Because there's only so many marathons left in your body,
Yeah, it's like I'm trying to get, like, probably like 2 more sessions in this week before I go on vacation, because I know I'm actually going to, like, relax and, like, try to get
When you leaving?
Saturday afternoon.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna. If it doesn't rain, I'm playing horseshoes tomorrow.
Oh, there you go.
That's right, horseshoe league. Whoa.
You ever play lawn darts?
What are you, 70?
You never played lawn darts? I mean, they're legal now.
Yeah, because like people get murked by
people
them.
were like dying.
People were getting speared. It was
The inventor of the game was just like, all right, yeah, throwing big metallic darts at each other in the backyard while you're fucking wasted, being crushing like Jameson all day is probably like the worst fucking idea.
Yeah, that was a man that thought that up.
Oh yeah.
So all right, so we're gonna take these really big spears and we're gonna put a circle on the ground. You stand underneath it and we're gonna throw them up and look into the hot summer sun and see what comes down.
That was my childhood, because like every year. My dad would always throw like this big like barbecue family reunion around the 4th of July, like everyone come over, and like it was either volleyball or lawn darts.
All right.
And like it was always volleyball first, and then everyone would like eat and like drink and everything, and then it was like lawn darts afterwards. So now like you're tired and you're wasted. Yeah. Like you figure you should probably do that first, but that was it. People would like take these fucking. I remember these darts were like
they're big.
Yeah, they're huge.
They're heavy too.
They got like they're those big weighted darts. They got the big tail on them.
Yeah.
So they actually like if you launch them.
They're coming,
they
bro.
sail through the air. And I remember
not safe.
That was like I used to play. I think that was like good like almost 10 years of playing that, and no one surprisingly in my family ever got hurt like a dart in the foot.
You got a family full of athletes.
Yeah, apparently.
Shit.
Yeah, and I was like,
see, it's funny for me. Like my family, we do horseshoes. And bocce ball.
Oh yeah, bocce's good.
Yeah.
Bocce.
So I never let my grandfather literally. He had a horseshoe pit.
Yeah.
Like lights on it, everything, and then he had like a legit like dugout. You would walk into it, bocce pit. And then he had shuffleboard next to his pool. He did all right for himself, that old man. Nice. So, but like it was like the little giddy palace. But it was. He had like the bocce ball, the basketball, like this. And so like my family, it's horseshoes. And then as he got a little bit older, and like we always had the Texas horseshoes with the washers. You ever see that?
Yeah.
They call them washers. So they had that, and a lot of times, like, the older guys that, didn't have the shoulder strength, or, like, the younger, or, like, the ladies that couldn't do they would do the washers, and then the rest of us would, play horseshoes and stuff. But, it's always good to do something, because it's just,
Yeah, Yeah, and I'm kind of excited now because like when you look on like ESPN2, they have all like those weird sports, and they have like the professional cornhole.
I know,
like winning thousands of dollars.
Dude, you see those guys? They just drop like hole.
Yeah, they just sink them each time.
Dude,
I'm still waiting for like professional Can Jam to like come out because
I'm surprised it did. I played Can Jam this weekend.
Oh really?
Dude, I haven't played in a while. I played a bunch like 2 summers ago, and I actually have them at my house. I don't think I've ever used them because Randy can't throw the frisbee, so she hates playing with me. But like I played with my 2 buddies, or my 4 buddies this weekend at its house, and I haven't thrown it in a while. Like I started getting back into it, but you got to get the flick.
Yeah,
flick. And I was like, I would flick it like good, like a couple times, and then I'd be like, wide right, wide right, or then I'd be like, wide right, come back, swoop in. You know, like it's just one of those things. Like, you ever try to throw them disc golf the disc golf things?
Yeah.
Okay, so that I guess you're supposed to throw that like a discus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not good at that either.
I'm not. No, I'm sticking to cornhole and Can Jam. That's it.
Yeah, cornhole, Can Jam, horseshoes.
They don't have professional horseshoes, do they?
Yeah, they do.
They do?
And it is insane. Like, every guy throws 6-packs. Like, bing, bing, double ringer. Bing, bing, double ringer.
Can you imagine that being like you're like that's paying your mortgage? Like that's it, just crushing horseshoes.
That would be pretty radical.
That'd be amazing.
I would be an alcoholic though, because like you have to drink beer and play horseshoes.
Oh yeah,
it's like Can Jam. You have to play with a beer in your hand.
Yeah,
that's the rule, right? Should you play like that or no?
No, absolutely. You have to.
Oh, I was gonna say if not, you are the most un-American son of a bitch I've ever met.
Yeah,
no, you have to have a drink. That's right. Like all my friends will literally stop like if you finish your beer and just put it down, like you're gonna go. They're like, Gabe, hold on. They stopped the whole game. Everybody needs a beer in their hand. You can only use one hand. It's like, yeah.
Well, people don't understand the beer, depending how much is in there, is like the counterweight.
Absolutely, 100%.
Especially with like cornhole, that keeps like it straight. So when you get like the toss.
Yeah, well, that's the always thing too. It's like I always throw better when I have like one in each hand. Like, you're like foof, you know. But horseshoes, Can Jam. All good, fun American things to do.
I remember years, I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago, I was at a bachelor party down in AC, and they actually had like a professional, it was in the Wild West Casino. They're holding the next day like professional cornhole. Like
oh yeah.
And I think first prize was like $20,000.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, Jesus.
Dude, I think they have professional beer pong.
They do.
That dude, because I know some like college kids. Like I used to be all right at like pong, like I could do it. But dude, there's some college kids. You just watch them. They're like flap, 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 flap. And I'm like, oh fuck that noise.
Yeah.
I stopped. Yo, listen. Everybody's all about the Rona and it's contagious. Yo, think about how many of you motherfuckers played beer pong and drank Harry Ball, white cup, rinse ball thing. You know what I'm talking about. I remember rinse cup. Yeah. You know what's been rinsed off there? You just keep rinsing it and everybody else's pubic hair that rolls in it.
You would look in the cup, there'd be a hair.
Everything.
There'd always
dirt.
Be, like somebody definitely ashed in there.
Yeah.
And you'd still just pound it anyway.
Yeah. So, but that was one thing. It was funny. Like, so I stopped playing, or if I did play, I would literally like bring my own cups.
Yeah.
Because every time I would play, I would get strep throat. Every time. So I was like, I wouldn't play it for years. Everybody's like, what? I'm like, only way I'm playing it is if I get my own fucking cups. That's it.
I think I played like maybe once or twice, but there wasn't beer in the cups. It was shots of Jameson.
Oh, God, you savage.
And it was just like...
He goes, you refeeling the headache?
Yeah. You ever have, you smell something?
Yeah.
You start to get that like right in the center.
Yeah.
Like that pain.
Yeah.
I still get that anytime I smell like Jägermeister.
No, dude, mine is gin. Gin. Can't do it. That is the most disgusting thing ever known to man. Gin. I have friends that drink gin and tonics and they like it and then this. I'm like, dude, I was so violently hungover off of gin one time that I just can't. The smell of it sickens me. Like nothing good has ever come from drinking gin. I don't think. I don't know.
I remember. So my best friend when we were both in college. So he went to Penn State. Our one good buddy went to Rutgers. So he worked at a bar down in Rutgers, a bartender. So anytime my buddy was up in Penn State, he's like, "Oh, let's go visit our buddy Pete down at Rutgers." So we'd get there. We'd get to the bar at like 7:00, and we'd be there until probably like 2:30.
Yeah, closing. Absolutely.
Yeah. And for some reason, our tab was always $20.
Yeah, obviously, because you have friends.
But I remember like like the shot that he always picked was Yukon Jack.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yukon Jack.
Can't do it.
I remember I was at a liquor store back in my home like a couple years ago, and someone had broke a bottle of it. Like,
you smelled it?
Shelf, and the smell.
You were like,
yeah. I actually had to go outside and I'm gonna puke. I had a full stomach. I had everything. But just the smell.
Oh, I know, man.
That was it. You just crushed Yukon Jack. It was Yukon Jack and Jameson. You would just go back and forth.
Yeah, you know what? That's gin for me. Gin does that to me, and I think Southern Comfort can do that to me a little bit because I drank so much of that. I mean, I used to just buy fifths of Southern Comfort and drink it. Like, what the fuck was wrong with me? I was like 15. I'm like, Southern Comfort.
I'm such a lightweight now, man.
Oh, dude, me? I have a headache before I go to bed.
Yeah.
That's my problem. I have like 6 beers. I'm like, oh my God, I have such a headache.
The other day I had like 3.
Yeah.
I think
especially if they're like IPAs or something, my head is thumping by like the 3rd or 4th one.
And it's different now, because now it's not just one day. Now it's like
no, you're done.
Yeah, you're done. You're done for at least 2 days. And I remember,
unless you're a professional. I still have friends that are professionals, bro. But they drink like every day. I can't do that.
Like when we used to go see our buddy down in Rutgers, like my buddy worked at a boxing gym, and then I was training in Hackensack EMA. So we would drink all night till like 3. Then we go somewhere. Then we go get grease truck sandwiches. Then we go to bed, and then we'd wake up at like 7 a.m. and drive from North Brunswick back to Opakong. He'd have to go open his gym. Then I'd be in my bag, and I'd go to my gym for like, it was like 9 a.m. class and like train jiu-jitsu. I just...
Oh, dude, sparring with a hangover, getting punched in the head when you are hungover is that's just doubling down on stupidity right there.
And then when you start to sweat and then you smell the
you
sweat.
You stink, your breath is coming out of your throat.
And people are just like, dude, like you reek.
Oh, dude, I know. You're like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's like so bad. Give me like a Taylor ham, egg, and cheese and like something settled.
And a nap.
Yeah.
Taylor ham and cheese and a nap, and then you wake up at 4 and you're like, you want to go to a bar again?
We would do that, because we do that on a Friday, and then I'd get home at like 12 and I'd sleep. And then I get a phone call at like 8, like, oh, what are you doing? I'd be like, I was like, oh, I want to go to Morristown? I'm just like, okay.
Yep. Yes, I do.
Go out again, drink more
dude,
again.
that's called being 20s, man. That is. It's all good.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, you know what, though? It's funny, because I have friends in various, like, you know, we have younger kids we train with that are our friends, and, you know, like, we kind of see them where they're at.
Yeah.
And then we have people that are, like, our age, that are, like, you know, in the earlier stages of kids and stuff. And then we have friends that are in their 50s, like, almost 60s, and their kids are, like, out of that.
Yeah.
And it's so funny, though. You see the transition, and it just comes full circle again. So it's like okay, in the 20s you're crazy, 30s you kind of slow down and you do the kid things into your 40s. But if you're getting rid of like your kid, not getting rid of them, but like they're going to college or they're doing their own thing, or even they get old enough you don't have to stay home with them, right?
Yeah.
You start seeing people getting their life back. They're going out drinking, 40.
Yeah.
It's like their new 20s, you know, 40s and 50s. They're like,
oh,
we're going out every Saturday to here, you know? Like, you're just like, because you don't need somebody to watch your kids all the time, or you don't have to be up at the butt crack of dawn. They can get up and do their things, you know?
I don't think I'm going to make it.
You got to make it. We got to go for round 2.
Man, I don't know.
Yo, I'm prepared for war no matter what. If I make it, I make it. If I don't, I don't. I don't care.
Yeah.
That's just me, man. Like, I you know, I don't know. I don't know. It's a blessing and a curse, my brain.
Dude,
because in my head, I'm like 14 years old, and I'm like, yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. Let's go. And if you get me started, you can't turn me off, man. You know.
I remember like my buddy got married last year, and like he had like a bachelor party, and I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna go so fucking hard. like the first night, I was like 3 beers in. I'm like, oh, I'm fucked up.
I need a Red Bull. I need
Yeah.
a Red Bull to stay up.
Full
I need a Red Bull to
I'm like,
stay
yo,
up.
so, and then like the next night, like we were going out again. Dude,
Day 2?
And we day drank all day. I remember leaving the bar because we were like gonna go out to like one more
at least
place.
you remember leaving.
I went to a 7-Eleven. I got a Gatorade, like a 5-hour energy. I got like all that stuff. And I remember like walking back to the bar and like walking by the bar and a bouncer sees me and he's just like,
yeah, that's right.
I was like, dude, I need this. I'm gonna die. He's like, I get it, man. He's like,
I know, man. I get it. It's so funny. Like, I was always like one of those people that can go hard for like 1 or 2 days, but by like day 3, I'm having such bad anxiety attacks. I'm like, I'm gonna die. And then I'll go hide in the fucking room for like 2 days and sleep. But it's just like, I just
dehydrated.
You're dehydrated. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know about you, but like booze gives me anxiety. So like the next day you wake up, like even if it's not like you just had too much drink, like I get anxiety attacks. So like it's just like it's not even worth it for me anymore. I'm like, I hate feeling like that.
Like, I can't stop shitting. Like it's just
you can't stop shitting. Like, and you know, some people are like all about like, oh, you gotta get up, you gotta get that greasy sandwich, get you right, just take 2 Advil. And I'm like, motherfucker, you never drank that much then, because like me, I won't eat till 5 o'clock at night because I'm laying on the couch like,
just trying to hydrate as much as I can.
Dude, I got friends that wake up and like I know they're out there because I got friends that wake up and they're like, shots? I'm like, nope. And they're like, okay. I'll take yours. And I'm like, what? And they just keep going. But, like, dude, the train's got to crash eventually.
It crashes hard.
Yeah, man.
I just can't anymore.
So, it's just not worth it for me anymore. You know? Don't get me wrong. I still like to have a good time here and there. But it's just like I said, I got a headache before I even go to bed. So I'm like, well, no.
I think it was like I'm going to say maybe 2, maybe 3 years ago. I thought, like, all right, one guy I work with, he's he's younger than me. He's in like his mid-20s, so he lives in Morristown. So it's like Morristown, like St. Patty's Day.
Oh.
So he's just like, oh, is he going to come out? And I'm like, I can still probably hang, right? I'm like, I got like one more in me. So I'm thinking like, well, you know, I'll get down to Morristown by like 10.
Yeah.
And like, you know, just start like
2 by 4 o'clock, you're fucked.
And I remember my wife was like, she was like, all right, listen, I need you back by like, she's like, please come back by like 5. You know? And I'm thinking, like,
call her at 8 o'clock at night, right?
Literally. So this is how bad my night was. So I drank all day, and eventually got to a point where I'm like, I'm just blackout status. So I'm like, I have to eat and get home.
I gotta get
so I can be someone because I'm you know, I was on baby duty.
So, you fucked up.
Yeah, so
I've done that.
Stopped at a walked to a pizzeria from like where the green was.
No.
Ate a whole fucking pizza. And I'm
just sitting there, the drunk guy by himself eating the pizza.
I'm not. This isn't like, you know, after training where you just shovel it. This is slow, like depressing. I'm like that one old guy. Pizzeria. Like, I'm like, people are like, what the hell is this guy doing? So ate the whole pizza. Call an Uber. As the Uber's coming, phone dies. So now I'm outside like running, looking for this car. It's like parked across the street. Runs to the car. I'm like, oh, hey, it's me. He's like, oh, dude, I already canceled it. And he drove off.
Oh, so no. You're like, no, my phone died.
My phone decides to run back to the pizza. I'm like, hey, man, can I like charge my phone? And he's like, customers only. So I had to buy more pizza. Now my phone's charging. Call another Uber. My phone's at like 3%. Uber comes again. No, another Uber comes. Now I'm like frantically searching because now my phone's like rapidly dying.
Yeah.
Get in the Uber. I pass out in the Uber, show up to my house, get to the house, walk in, lay on the couch, the room starts to spin like crazy.
You start throwing up?
And I'm on the verge. So then my mom, you know, this is when my mom was still living with us, she wakes me up. She's just like, hey, are you okay? I'm like, yeah. She's like, can you go walk the dog? I'm like, no.
No, no, I can't. No.
And so she's just like, are you drunk? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
She's just like, are you fucking serious? So she takes the dog, runs off. And my wife comes out, and she's like, hey, I'm going to bed. Like, you good to, like, watch her? And I'm like, I'm just like, I'm sorry. Like,
doing the walk of shame.
Fucking, she was so pissed. And and I was just like, the next day, she, you know, tore into me.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, yeah, I fucked up.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done for a long time, so.
Yeah, but you know what? You need that every once in a while.
I need that to remind me that I'm
still alive.
Yeah, that I can't drink.
Still bad.
And I can't hang anymore, man.
Whatever. Hey, listen, we go through stages, man. It's all good. We all do it, right?
Yeah.
So
I am good for a while.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
But what's it called? So after our tangent, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. But keep us in mind. We'll have some stuff on. We're gonna be on the To the Death podcast Friday night, and then we will be, you know, working with We the People on Monday. So check them out. Give both their IGs, Twitters, whatever they got, Facebooks a follow. Good stuff. If you're in the jiu-jitsu community or if you're in the free thinker community, both those podcasts, one's for one, one's for the other. So we look forward to doing both of them. And then who's our sponsor, our lovely sponsor?
Roll Junkie, of course, providing some of the best gis, t-shirts, rash guards, shorts, spats, some of the best stuff. Like guys, like this is some of the best stuff, and hands down, especially as someone who's had extensive experience with the brand. Like I truly feel it's some of the best gear in the industry. So promo code 2LifePools. Go check them out. That'll give you 15% off your order. Entire order. So go in there, get some t-shirts, get some gis, get some gear, and you will not be disappointed.
Yeah, man. Like I'm no bullshit. Like I've worn Corral gis, I've worn Tatami gis, I've worn Fuji gis. And they're all good gis, but my Roll Junkie gis are my favorite.
Yeah.
I've had t-shirts from everybody. And their t-shirts are the best. Rash guards from every rash guard company since 2001. I've probably owned one rash guard from each, and it's good products, holds up, and it's good people, and they're fellow Jersey boys. So we will always like to support our fellow brothers and sisters. So we'll talk to you guys soon, and thanks for listening to these two crazy fools.
Yes, sir.
Jiu-jitsu, when I hit you, then I split you.